There is a mistake almost everyone makes with money, and it has nothing to do with overspending. You make it standing in a shop, or lying in bed, or staring at your banking app after the bills have gone out. The mistake is this: you ask your account balance how your life is going. You work hard. You pay everything on time. You even save something most months. And then you glance at that number, feel a small drop in your chest, and quietly conclude that you are broke. Not because anything went wrong, because the number felt small. If that is you, I want to show you something strange today. A lot of the people who feel broke are, by every reasonable measure, doing everything right. And the feeling is not lying to them. Exactly. It is measuring the wrong thing. By the end of this video, you will know what it is actually measuring. And there is one small design change, and I do mean small, that shifts the feeling more than most raises do. We will get there. Here is the belief we need to challenge first. That feeling broke means failing with money. It sounds logical. Feelings should track facts. But feeling broke is not a report on your net worth. It is a report on your month, on how much friction you felt between what you wanted and what you allowed yourself. Which means someone can be steadily building savings, clearing debt, doing everything a sensible person does, and still walk around with a broke feeling in their chest. Because their months are designed in a way that hides every win and highlights every limit. That gap between doing the right things and feeling nothing change is exactly the gap I built wealth modules to sit inside. I'm Theo, and if there is one pattern I have watched play out more than any other, it is this one. Sensible people, quietly convinced they are failing, because nobody ever showed them where their progress actually went. So let's go find it. Start with the strangest imbalance in personal finance. Your costs are visible every single day, and your progress is invisible almost all the time. Rent leaves loudly. Food is a decision 3 times a day. Fuel, fares, the card, the school things, the small emergencies. You feel every one of them as it happens. Meanwhile, your progress, the pension contribution, the savings that left on payday, the debt balance slowly shrinking, all of it happens silently, automatically, out of sight. So your brain gets fed 100 little images of money leaving and almost none of money building. Of course, the overall feeling is loss. You have been watching a movie that only shows one side of the story. There is a companion trick your brain plays here, and it involves what you count as your money. Most people emotionally count only the loose money, whatever sits visible and unassigned in the main account. The savings account is somewhere else, mentally, as much as physically. The pension might as well be on another planet. So when the loose money runs low near the end of the month, the feeling says we have nothing, even while the other rooms of your financial house are quietly filling. It is like judging how much food is in your home by looking only at the counter and never opening the fridge. The counter is nearly empty most of the time. That was the design. It does not mean you are starving. Then there is what responsible people do to their own income the moment it arrives. They assign it. Rent, transport, bills, savings, family, the loan. Every part of the money has a name and a job before the week is out, which is exactly what the sensible books say to do. But notice the side effect. If every unit of your income belongs to something, then no part of it belongs to you. There is no money you can touch without it feeling like theft from a category. And spending that always feels slightly wrong produces a very specific sensation. It is the broke feeling, manufactured by good behavior. That is worth sitting with, because it flips the usual story. The broke feeling is often not about the amount in the account, it is about permission. A person with a modest income and a small amount they are fully allowed to enjoy feels freer than a person earning more whose every unit is spoken for. The feeling tracks how much of your money you are allowed to want things with. And if the honest answer is none of it, your chest will report broke no matter what the balance says. There is a third layer, and it comes from outside. The cost of a normal life keeps quietly moving. Not just prices, but expectations. What a phone should be, what a child's birthday should look like, what people your age are supposed to drive, wear, post. You can hold your own spending steady and still feel like you are falling behind, because the finish line of ordinary keeps walking away from you. Feeling broke is sometimes just the exhaustion of chasing a definition of normal that someone else keeps rewriting. And the comparison is rigged in a specific way that is worth naming. You compare your entire financial reality, the bills, the worries, the trade-offs, against the visible surface of other people's lives. You see their car, their trip, their kitchen. You do not see their loan balance, their family obligations, or the argument they had about affording it. So the contest is your insides against their outsides, and your insides will lose that contest every time, at any income. Some of the broke feeling is not about your money at all. It is about how much of other people's money you think you are seeing, and underneath all of it sits a timing problem. The effort of doing things right is paid now. The reward arrives later, sometimes much later. Saving feels like losing money today so that a stranger, the future you, can be fine someday. Debt shrinks slowly and then disappears all at once. For years, being sensible can look like nothing is happening. The middle of financial progress is famously quiet and invisible, and the middle is exactly where the feeling of broke likes to live. Debt deserves a special mention here, because it distorts the feeling worst of all. When you are clearing debt, your money leaves and nothing arrives. No object, no experience, no visible improvement. Just a number somewhere getting smaller. It is the most invisible progress there is, which is why people deep in a payoff journey often feel more broke than they did while borrowing. Spending borrowed money felt like abundance. Repairing the damage feels like poverty. The feeling has it exactly backwards. Knowing that will not switch the feeling off, but it does stop you from trusting it blindly. So here is the shift. Stop treating the broke feeling as a verdict and start treating it as a signal about design. Facts first, then the feeling. The facts are questions with answers. Is my debt smaller than last year? Is anything saved now that was not there before? Am I covering my life? If those answers are yes, you are not broke. You are early. What you have is a visibility problem and a permission problem, and both of those are fixable this month, without earning anything more. And that reframe matters for a practical reason. When people feel broke while doing everything right, they eventually do something about the feeling. Some give up saving, since it seems to make no difference anyway. Some swing the other way and buy something large just to feel alive for a week. The feeling, left unmanaged, quietly attacks the exact habits that were working. Managing it is not soft psychology. It is protecting the machine. So, the design changes. First, make your progress visible on purpose. Once a month, write down one number that only measures building. Total saved, or total debt cleared, or both together if you like. One page, one number, updated monthly, kept somewhere you will see it. This is the movie your brain has been missing, and watching that number move, even slowly, changes the emotional weather more than you would expect. Second, the small change I promised you at the start. Give yourself an allowance, a fixed, honest amount each month that is yours, on purpose, with no justification required and no guilt attached. It does not need to be large. What matters is that it is fully permitted. This one line in your plan quietly deletes the theft feeling from ordinary pleasure. And for many people, it does more for the broke feeling than a raise would, because it repairs the permission problem at the source. And third, once a month, say one win out loud. To yourself, to a partner, in a notebook. Cleared another piece of the loan. 3 months of the emergency fund done. It sounds small. It is not. If this video has put words to something you have been feeling for a while, that is honestly the best sign that you belong here, and subscribing means I get to keep unpacking these things with you. I would also genuinely like to know which one hit closest, the invisible progress or the permission problem. The comments are there for exactly that. One caution while you build this. Visibility is monthly, not hourly. Checking your balance 5 times a day is not awareness, it is reassurance seeking, and it feeds the feeling instead of calming it. The scoreboard works because it zooms out. A month is long enough for real movement to show, and short enough to stay honest. If a month feels too long at first, every 2 weeks is fine. The principle stays the same. Watch the building number on a schedule, not the leaving numbers all day. Between updates, let the system run. You have already done the deciding. The watching was never the work. Because here is the truth, underneath this whole video. If you are paying your way, protecting your people, and putting anything at all aside, you are not broke. You are carrying a heavy month well, with no scoreboard and no crowd. The feeling was never proof of failure. It was proof that nobody ever showed you your own progress. So build the scoreboard. One visible number, one small permission, one win, said out loud. Let the feeling catch up to the facts slowly, the way feelings do. And in the meantime, keep going exactly as you were, because it was working. It was just working quietly. Progress beats perfection, and yours has been there the whole time. See you in the next one.